Gentlemen, welcome back to another video. My name is Striker.
My name is Luba, and our channel is about practical approach of dating in Ukraine and Belarus. If you want to do it legit way, you want to experience the best of Ukraine and Belarus, join us, follow us, and let's start our new video today. By the way, if you don't know yet, our website is www.heartrocket.com. Have a look and we will be happy to welcome you on board of Heart Rocket.
And subscribe to the channel.
And subscribe.
So today we want to talk about something that was kind of sparked through one of our coaching calls. So if you guys don't know, you can book a call with us and we can talk about relationships that you're in at the moment with a Ukrainian or Eastern European woman. Maybe you think you're getting scammed, maybe you need a plan forward, maybe you've just come out of a relationship, whatever it is, we can help you out with it. So we do a lot of these calls now. And one was kind of, it was something that came up in many calls in the past, you know, when we talk about somebody that's in a relationship. But for some reason this one triggered like a discussion, and what actually happened was the guy was in a relationship. He had been in the relationship for quite some time, and he was spending time with her, but he was spending time with her by going and meeting her in places such as like Dominican Republic,
like vacation.
Like neutral, I say neutral places, so not his place, not Ukraine, but he had some red flags about it, and he just sort of, he didn't feel he felt something was wrong, right? He didn't know what it was, and he wanted to speak to us and get our thoughts on it. And one of the things that came up when we were discussing with him was he said, you know, when we go away, when we meet, we have the most amazing time. We never ever fight. And this for us was like, well, you know, there's something a little bit kind of wrong with that, isn't there? You've never had a fight. So if you've never had a fight, you've never made up. So how are you going to understand what she's like when it comes to conflict resolution, right?
Yeah, the problem was that I understand that a lot of guys who are coming to Ukraine, or they like already in a relationship, as Striker mentioned, like we talk to the guys who are just thinking about coming to Ukraine, who already got scammed, who are like getting scammed at the moment, and we stop it, like somebody who is in a relationship, and even the guys who was married to Ukrainian or Russian woman and they got divorced, but they still looking for. So I understand that when the guy is taking this 2 weeks vacation, like it's actually vacation time, like of their work. So they of course want to have a good time. They of course want to go to some sun, you know, they want to have pina coladas, margaritas, and sex on the beach. Okay, never mind. So they just want to, you know, enjoy and have a good time. But and they a little bit losing the track that actually building in a relationship, especially long distance relationship, it's work. It's still a lot of work. And this guy in particular, he was like complaining that everything is good when they're together on vacation, and everything is not quite good when they are not like when they.
He wasn't feeling it.
He was not feeling that. And then of course, like as you know, we're like about practical approach, so not talking a lot about like don't take her on vacation. Of course, like you should do it, and we of course recommend it. We would give advice, and I would give advice according to my experience, how I see you should do, to actually see if this lady is good for you. So or like it's difficult for you, if it would be difficult for you to live together. Of course, like when you're dating with like when you have international relationship, it's a little bit artificial circumstance, right? So you can't really like live together for a year or two before you got married. You really can't talk the way you would talk with a girl, like if she's from the same country, because of the time difference, and she has her work, you have your work, and etc. But when you come and you're already in a relationship, you have to create this routine environment with still fun, with still doing some activities, with still doing some crazy stuff, but living together. And maybe like if she's, for example, from, let's say, Poltava, and so take her away from Poltava, that's right, but don't take her away for Dominican Republic. Take her to Lviv, take her somewhere, rent an apartment, and try to live routine life. Like go to the shop, buy some groceries, and see like will she cook for you, or maybe one day you will cook for her. Look how she's around the apartment, you know, how maybe she's messy, maybe you are messy, and it will not be good for her. I mean, it's all real life, you know. You will only have a limited time of that, but this is how you should do. Like how you watching movies together, right? Like is she like leaning on you, or she's like watching on her phone because she's not bothered with your movies? All all that will actually build this, like this power between you. And also how it will help, like when you live together and when you do this stuff together, then you have memories. When you go on vacation, and a lot of like people running around you and serve you and making sure that everything is like clean and fresh and etc., and putting the fan on you and like swipe your glasses. It's different from when she put too much salt in the food, or you forgot to take out the trash or something. So it's different, and this will put you actually either very close together or will just show that you're not matched.
Yeah, and there is a real problem, and like with the vacations, right? If you build your relationship just on these glamorous, maybe not even glamorous, but just these vacations where, as Luba said, like everything is done for you, and and for her it's enjoyable, right? And for you it's enjoyable as well. But the thing that actually sort of, I guess, sparked that conversation was that the guy said that we never fight. Very rarely do you ever fight on vacation. I mean, it can happen, and if it does, then that's probably even more of a red flag if it's something that's real niggly. But you need to have an argument, And if you're having an argument that when it comes to, like, say you start fighting about that you want to have kids and she doesn't want to have kids, it's time to really assess like where you are and what you're doing with this woman, because you clearly have different goals in life. If you're having a fight about like your values, whereas maybe she's like thinks it's okay to talk with her ex-husband and spend time there, and you don't believe that she should do it, it's a conflict in values, right? So that's an issue as well. But if you're fighting about something like, you maybe left the towels on the floor at the resort floor, and she thinks that that's messy, you need to have a bit of a fight about that, and you need to see how the conflict resolution comes about, because is she reasonable? Is she willing to listen, where she can say, oh, okay, I understand, we're on holiday and that's just the way that you live, and can you listen as well and say, yeah, you're right, I don't know why I did that, it's just a silly example, but it should be a silly argument, and you should be able to have this argument, move past it really fast, and never think about it again. But if and I can think of examples. One guy that I knew, he went, took her away. He didn't really know that well. Took her away to a resort somewhere. I think it was Indonesia in Bali. And she had a big fight with him about how whenever she was talking to him, he would bounce his knee, and he was bouncing it and she could feel it through the chair on the beach lounger. They had a big fight about this, and he said he didn't know what was going on. And when he spoke to me, I said, you're obviously like nervous, and people bounce their knee when they're nervous. It's a nervous reaction. But you had a big fight about it, and it lasted for like a day or two. I mean, is this really a woman that you want to spend time with, that she's upset with something so small as that?
And it bothered her, right? I mean, it's like how annoyed she should be by this guy that this bothered her. And I know about the leg. It's another one when they was laying down at the beach, one guy was telling, and so he put her leg like on her bed. So there was, how you call it, these things on the beach?
Oh, the lounger.
Lounge, yeah. And so when he was laying down, he put the leg on her, not even on her. He put on her lounge, and he was like teasing her with his toe, and she was like, disgusted by that. Come on, really,
that's a whole other level. That's more like she's a scammer.
Still, yeah. I mean, at the beginning, I keep saying that, and I will stay on that. At the beginning of relationship, everything should be perfect. Everything should match. It should click like a new toy. Like it should and be together.
You'll give allowances for small things. You leave the toilet seat up. It's like, it's everything else overshadows those small things. But you should get to a point where you should have at least some form of miscommunication. Miscommunication is the best one, because you can work through miscommunications very easily, because unless there is evidence to say otherwise, if she thinks that you're talking to some other lady, it's very easy to prove that you're, but it's very easy to sort of prove that that's not the case, or that you're not dating other women. But if it's something that's ridiculous, as like she doesn't like the way that you did this, and it's like, well, what's the big deal? These are red flags. And we always say that you should always be qualifying, right? Always be qualifying. You should put yourself in a position where you are the one qualifying, not the one who is being qualified, I suppose, that's the way to probably say it. But she is qualifying you as well. But yeah, conflict is important, I think, in a relationship. You have to have conflict. The most important is how you get out of that, really, because sometimes people just can't. The ladies sometimes have such a temper that the guy
if she's in this perfect pink circumstance, he would think, oh, she's cool. But then you need to see how she get angry, because a lot of guys, like as strikers say, his love language is peace and quiet, and it's true. Like for a lot of guys, they don't want this drama, and girls will always give you shit. Like I know that I'm a girl, and we just can't different way. Like it's
you just can't help it.
We just can't help it. But it just depends. Like, are you willing to listen? Are you willing to just understand why the situation happened, or no? Or you just stubborn, you stay on and you never
Are you talking about the guys or the girls?
I talk about that the guys need to see if the girl is actually how we call it coachable. If she is temper and she's aggressive like your ex-wife, or she's actually she can be temper a little bit, she can fight with you about something, but she is released and everything is good afterwards. So this is also this is why you need this conflict and resolution. And of course, as I say, it's very important to be just a normal circumstance, not luxury, 5-star hotels only, because this is not real life. It's not how you will live your life.
No.
So that's why put yourself in a more realistic condition and create the memories. This is the big advice that I can give.
Yeah, it's testing. You want to set an environment where you can test. You're going to a luxury resort. You're not testing anything. If anything, she's testing you. She's seeing what life could be like, I suppose, or how much you're willing to spend, or what kind of a luxurious, lifestyle you can do. But it should be the other way around. You should be testing her. You should be saying, well, look, we're just going to go to Lviv and we're going to stay in this apartment, and it's going to be great. It's going to be cold outside, and we can eat some food on the street, and I can buy some stuff from the supermarket.
Food on the street?
Food on the street?
Food on the street?
But
Come on.
But you need to, whatever,
Again, he always eats street on the food, it's his favorite
food on
thing.
The street. No, but traditional something that's hers.
On the street.
I don't mean on the street. You know what I mean.
I'm kidding.
Well, I don't have to. Well, I like the street food, and I think that if she was not such a glamour sort of a girl, she'd be happy to take you to one of these places in her city and point out things. Oh, this is some traditional thing here, and that's what I think that's where you want to go. But there are some guys that do want to live in resorts and want to live the A-class life and the 5-star hotels and stuff like that, and that's fine as well. It just, but to be honest, not really any guys that we know want that, do we? If you think about it, everyone wants a down-to-earth girl that appreciates them.
And also we have one guy, and I know that he's watching the video, and I know that he will message me after that, but he was dating a lady and he wanted to take her on vacation. They was kind of discussing, he thought that they're discussing, and he said, I never been in Lviv, I want to go. And she say, no, I want to go to Italy. He was not mine, he has money for Lviv and Italy, doesn't matter, but she only wants to go to Italy because she just wanted free vacation, and she will absolutely disrespect he's willing to go to Lviv. And I think that if the man is coming to Ukraine, the lady should show him everything about Ukraine. It's her hospitality, show her values and her care about this guy. And she started really trolling him. I would not call it this different way. She was trolling him about do you think I'm not deserve to go to Italy?
Are you not a real man?
Are you not a real man? It's the best.
The
it's a classic that scammers use. You're not enough of a man. It's also they and so this guy was feeling pretty upset about that. He kind of he was blaming himself that But I said no. You have to stay on your idea of going to Lviv. And if the lady is serious about you, and I've seen it so many times, she would be happy to show you Ukraine. She would be happy. Of course she wants to go to Europe, of course, because she's been in Ukraine, and I just get back from the trip 15 hours in a train, and it was not enjoyable at all. But it's it's a Ukrainian reality. But to show the person that you love, that you like, and that you care about something else in Ukraine, you would take this 15 hours train, just to go and experience that with him.
Yeah. Okay.
This is enough for today.
This is enough for today. But yeah, so basically that's what the start of the video, or the discussion is that you need to have conflict resolution. If you are saying to yourself, we never ever fight, it's actually a little bit of a red flag in the relationship. Not necessarily a red flag, but you just don't know whether it is, if it's good or bad. You have to have a little bit of a small fight and see how you guys deal with that, and if you're on the same level when it comes to the resolution of that conflict. That's all for now.
We hope you like this video. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.